the one that we're using. And today I thought I'd do a trip from Petropavlovsk, Kamchatsky, and we are heading somewhere over here. But now we're not going to finish this job because it's far too far, but I thought if you haven't seen this map before, I thought you'd maybe want to see why you need a Russian truck for this map. So without further ado, let's get on with it. So we've got this far, and you can see where we are. Let's go. And already we are off the GPS. We don't know exactly where we're going, but we're on some sort of muddy dirt road. Remember, this map is real scale, so the trip's about 300 odd miles, and there's no way we're going to be able to complete anywhere near that in the time that we've got here. We're going to do a little while, and I haven't driven this route before. I haven't a clue what obstacles lie ahead. I don't know what problems we'll get, but sure as anything there'll be plenty of problems. Give me a reset here, think of something. Hang on. Right, we should be okay now. So I presume this is fuel of some description that we're taking. And if you notice at the top of the screen, you can see the little blue arrow, that's a truck. But we can't see any road. And this is where you have to use your own navigational skills. I'm driving a Kamaz Russian truck, which has got a high wheelbase and of course the big off-road tyres as well. Of course you can't get up any big speed on this track because you've got big potholes which would wreck the truck. And this is a perfect example in this map as to why you would never make it in a normal truck. You'd be grounded and you'd be stuck very quickly. You even get stuck in this truck, but you can certainly work your way out of it a lot of the time, but you've got to be careful. Of course, I haven't got a clue how long we're going to have to suffer this road, but I mean, it could be 10 or 15 miles worth, which can seem like a lifetime. Especially when all you can do is about 5 or 6 miles an hour. It's 20 minutes past 2 in the afternoon, which of course is real time as well, so we've got a good few hours of daylight left. Telling us we've got 1,075 miles to go, but quite a large chunk of that's going to be taken out by the ferry connections that we have to make. If we can get there, but as I say in this video, we're not going to be getting there. We're just going to drive a few miles and see how we go. This truck's fitted with a 10-speed gearbox, which is a long-range gear set, and it's got, I think it's got an 8 or 900 horsepower engine. It's got a good powerful engine, which you need. Let's have a quick look at where we are in relation to where the actual map is shown on the GPS. Now, as I say, we've just driven out of town. We probably came about 5 miles, and we're cutting across this corner here. We're probably going to end at this town or village here. That GPS route, you need to remember on this map, is only a general guidance. A lot of the time the GPS doesn't work. If you notice, there's a fuel station there, and the chances are we're going to head across and head up that direction, where we'll be able to top up on fuel. And then the next stop is up here, so we're going to generally be following this route. The route is there to give you a clue. You'll notice there's another fuel station there. It's miles away from the road, the actual route it's showing you. So that also tells you we're going to be following that route somehow. And you've got to be able to then double check the road signs. Now it looks like there's a fair long trip from here up to the top of the map, up to that section. But we don't know what way we're going. We've only got a guide as to where we might be going. And you'll always be faced with choices in this map as to where you go. Some roads will be a total dead end. They'll take you off the edge of the map. And it also would be advisable to, if you put the game into developer mode and bring up the console, you can cheat your way out of problems, which I don't do unless I have to, but on this map sometimes you do. It saves you quitting your trip. You can always back out and respawn. So my first guess here is we're going to have a few miles of this road to deal with. And you'll also then realise why journeys in this map take so long. Because of the speed that you're limited to and the distances that you're travelling in real time. It is one-to-one scale. So journeys do take a while. Oh, hang on a minute, just to pause the game to have a look at the chat. Well, the GPS appearing at the top of the screen is a mod. It's a mod that's installed in the game that brings your GPS up to the top of the screen, rather than having it at the bottom left or right of the screen, depending on whether you're driving a left-hand or right-handed vehicle. So all it is a simple mod that I've added in the game. It still shows you all the information you need, and if you hit the F5 button, you can change the zoom. You can still bring up the information about the truck, etc. Let's have a quick look at the chat. I need to move across to have a look at it. Oh yeah, hello, Johan. I can't see the text, my eyes are going. So for anybody who's missed it, we're down in Petropavlovsk, which I think is actually, it does say Kamchatsky. I think he's tried to do something along the Kamchatka Peninsula, which is, you can see volcanoes and things like that along this route. Certainly down in the town you can. So this journey is going to take us over there somewhere, but we're not going to do that in this trip. See, it's far too long, so we'll just see if we can get through this part of it first of all. So when are you releasing the environment mod? Is it later on tonight? Version 7? If you're still there, that is. Okay, I'll look out for it. I'm still using the 6.5 version because I think I like the traffic in it. Traffic's heavy and it still works fine. Although make sure I won't be driving too many 60-ton locomotives in the future. This is a test of your patience in a harsh Russian map. That you get on a road like this and it just goes on and on and on, and then when you think it's almost done, it keeps going on and on and on. You've got to persevere, you've got to have the patience. It's designed to be a test, no doubt about that. Have another read. Ah, okay, good. You know, the one thing I would like to see a lot more of on the ETS gaming group, for example, maps like Pro Mods, the latest versions of it, and also Southern Region map. You've got Russian open spaces map. I've yet to see somebody where they've got them all linked up and they've posted the actual install order for them. I would like to see a lot more big maps and install orders for them. I mean, I've got a couple on my channel, but they're, of course, they're out of date. That's the problem. I know we see different maps all the time, but the problem is we don't get an awful lot of instruction as to how you put them into the game, especially if you're just using the base map. You just put it at the top, and then when you start adding on these other maps, the most complicated one I ever installed was the Russian open spaces, the Southern region map, the Balkans map, the Pro Mods map, the linking road between the Russia map and Russian open spaces. It's so complicated. Now there's a sign there. Now that's the first time I've seen that map by Goba. Now that road goes that way. Now, presumably that is a clue there that we have to keep following this route. Yeah, I would love a lot more posts about actually setting up big maps, big map combinations, rather than just an individual map, because these maps all link together, that they do. Because I don't like having one map. I like to have one big map or a combination of maps, but the problem is for everybody is getting them to work. That's why we get so many people asking, how do you do this, how do you install that? Now I think that might be the wrong route. This might be a dead end, it looks like it. Let's have a little cheat and look. Now you can see I've taken the wrong turn. I should have gone the other way. I should have gone that way. So we'll head down this way then. Let's check that out. Right, I'm going to read the chat again. Yeah, I think most of the people would, you know, for example, the Southern region map's a good map, but even just installing it, this is the biggest complaint I've got about the mod sites is guys upload they upload maps, they don't tell you how to install them. Now, if somebody's gone to the trouble of designing a map and building a map, then at least they should go to the trouble of telling you how to install it. And you know, the other thing is when guys get maps working and linking up, nobody seems to post the load order for other people to try them out. And that's one thing I think they should do, because that way you get to enjoy a lot more maps. The Mario map's still the best map, it's still the biggest map, and hopefully it can even expand even more. I noticed the latest thing that was added to it was Japan. Haven't been there yet. No doubt I'll end up there at some point. So basically we had to bail out of that wrong turn there. That's the one advantage of being able to cheat. So we've now turned the other direction. Driving up the middle, see if it's any better. The other thing as well, I mean, I went on to Goba's YouTube channel one morning when he was doing a live stream, and I had to get a guy that was on there to speak Russian to pass a message on to him. And I basically told the guy, I said, look, you're losing out. He wants to charge you for his latest version of the map. Now, I've not got a problem with that. I don't have a problem with somebody going to all the time and effort like he does to make a map like this and pay a few euros or a few pounds for it. But the problem is he's got a horrible way of taking a payment through Skype. Plus the fact that, you know, I don't speak Russian and he doesn't speak English. He could be making a lot more money if he actually went to the effort and making it more accessible for people. But then again, that's his choice. He probably wants to just make it available for his Russian friends. But he could do better. That's the one bit of advice I would give him. He could do a heck of a lot better. Anyway, we've managed to make it to the main road. Presumably we're still heading in the right direction. It looks as if we're heading into the mountains again. So we came through the first challenge. You know what I was also thinking about, Johan? You've got two specific Facebook pages. You've got the main ETS gaming group page. I was thinking you should have something that is specifically and only for maps, and you know, there's something separate. Somewhere where you could go to find a specific load order for maps, and it can be updated as new versions come out. Because half the guys, a bit like myself, half the guys forget that there is a search option on Facebook to try and find things. I don't think we got the differential on. Right, we've got a big drop here. We get the brakes on. Before some disaster happens. Yeah, I was trying to think of a better way to log maps. To log install orders and whatever other additional things you need to get map combinations working. Right, so check the map. Right, so we're heading through that town there. We're on the right route at the moment, but it looks as if we're going to have to turn north to get to that fuel station up there, because clearly that isn't the road that we're going to follow. We're going to have to go that way at some point. So basically what I'm looking for here is a road that goes to the right. Unless this road just begins to turn northwards. And we're heading back onto the mud. Too high a gear. Right, I'm going to have another look at the chat. Hang on. Oh, I see that about moderators, Johan. I used to be a moderator in the pool lobby and do all of that stuff, but I gave it up. And the main reason I did is because I don't have the time now. I'm working in such a way that I have to be in my bed early, and I just don't have the time. I don't have the time. Thanks for asking, but I've done it all. I've been doing tournament directing and moderation for a good number of years, and I just don't have the time now. I don't get to spend as much time on the computer, but circumstances might change, I don't know, but it doesn't look like it for the foreseeable future. That's the one thing about being a moderator. It always caused problems for me. So that was one reason I gave it up. So basically the answer is thanks but no thanks. It's quite a scenic route. So we can see on the GPS at the top of the screen that we're basically following a generalised route as to where the road is going, but we're still well off the GPS, and we're not making a lot of progress because of the road surface that we're driving on. I'm going to try the middle again. This is actually probably the best part of the road to drive on to a certain extent, because you get caught in these ruts. And apologies for not responding to the chat in the stream, because I've got my little monitor sitting to the right, and it's an old flat 14-inch monitor. It must be at least 20 years old, and My eyes are bad enough as it is, and I cannot read the chat and drive the truck at the same time. I have to pause the game so I can actually lean over and stare at the screen so I can read the text. It's probably a sign of age, and the eyes going. So I've been streaming for 37 minutes, so we'll maybe do an hour or so of this and see how far we get. And really, I only chose this route this morning because I used the console just to use the go-to function, and just I wanted to see what this part of the map looked like. I'd never been here, so I just spawned here and then looked for a job, and this is the first one that I chose. And you can see that it's quite scenic. It looks like the weather is just about to close in. I can see it's getting misty up ahead, so it's probably going to start raining in a minute or two. And no sooner have I said that, I can see rain on the windscreen. At least I think I can. Maybe I'm imagining it. I think we're stuck now. Look at the depth of that rut there. And we are stuck. That is huge. I should have been on the other side of the road there. And that's the advantage of having the Kamaz. You can get yourself out of holes. Another big rut. Right, I'm going to have another look at the chat, guys. Another lean across so I can read stuff. Right. Let's get back to it. Now, yeah, the rain started. That's one thing I've found having driven quite a lot of this map now, that you tend to find that the weather in this map is very predictable. In game time, because it's real time, first of all, you can't drive any more than 2 hours without having to take a rest. And by the looks of it, in this part of the world, there isn't very many rest stops. The other thing is the weather. The weather's got a very distinctive pattern to it in this map, and it's very predictable. You can basically drive for 2 hours roughly, and within that 2 hours you'll get rain, pretty much guaranteed. You'll get a period of rain, and then it'll brighten up again, and then it'll darken down again, and then you get a period of rain again. So the weather on the map is very, very predictable. I mean, for example, you won't drive 2 or 3 days in real time in this map without any rain. It doesn't happen, or at least I've never seen it happen. And I can always predict when it's going to rain. I can just look at the landscape ahead, and if you see it's beginning to get a bit misty, you can always tell that you're heading into the rain, and that the rain is coming. And the other disappointment is the fact when you get to the northeast of the map that you get snow in the ground, but you get nothing but rain, you don't get snow. That's the thing that always bugs me about weather mods, is that it never changes. It does look like some beautiful scenery that we're driving through. big mountains to the right of us. Now we can see the road is beginning to, well, for the time being it's beginning to appear more in the GPS. Now remember that the only sort of sign of civilization on this part of the route is that fuel station that's somewhere up ahead. And I don't know whether there'll be an option to take a rest there. There's going to have to be one at some point, because once my 2 hours is up, I'm going to have to take a rest stop. And of course the biggest drawback in this part of the map so far is the speed restriction. You just cannot go at any great speed and make any headway. But I thought I would title the video "Why You Need a Russian Truck," because I had a look at the route that I was going on and I thought, well, that's just typical of the harsh Russian. You'll get 2 or 3 miles of asphalt road and then you'll end up with something like this. But if you come to this map with just your little normal everyday Euro Truck Simulator 2 truck, you are simply not going to make it. You're not going to get there. You're going to get stuck. You're going to get damaged, and you're going to get in holes that you can't get out of. So that's why if you get this map, you need to be prepared. And the other bit of advice is get a money cheat, because this map doesn't allow you to make money. The payments that you get for jobs are laughable, to say the least. You get very little payment, and what payment you do get ends up getting spent on fuel and repairs and general maintenance. The other thing about this map that it doesn't lend itself for you to actually hire trucks, hire drivers, because you simply won't have a big enough budget to do it. It seems to be a map where you go at it alone. I mean, there are recruitment agencies on the map, and there are a few areas in the map where I dare say you could buy a garage, but you just will not have the money to be able to do it unless you have a big money cheat when you first start the map. Now we're stuck. Yep, we are stuck. Let's get right down the gears. By the way, Johan, are you still there? Have you noticed that big world map that's on some of the sites? It just looks like somebody's uploaded the Mario map and renamed it something else. The one thing I did is I downloaded it to have a look at it and see what it was about. And it downloads, and there are 3 files. And this is a funny thing that happened. I installed, I copy and pasted the 3 files into the mod folder, went into my mod manager to create a profile and activate the mods. And the funny thing is that even though I did it 2 or 3 times and I put the mods into the mod folder, there were 3 mod files there. Whenever you go to the mod folder after you create a profile, you will find, well, at least I could not find any more than 1 file. The other 2 mods of the file of the map completely disappeared. So I could never get the map to work. But it definitely looks like somebody has downloaded the Mario map name, uploaded it somewhere else. It's on a couple of the sites. I check a number of sites each day, or well, every time I've got time, to just check and see if there's any new maps out. And that was one that I'd noticed. And I don't know whether there was a bit of a clash between the files in that folder and the actual Mario map files, but as I said, there are 3 files in it. You can go and test it yourself. There are 3 files in it, and only one appears in the mod folder, which is weird. Right, let's have another little break. Have a little cigarette and have a read at the chat. Is it 12.2? Yeah, it's definitely bugged. Yeah, it definitely looks bugged. I say I couldn't get it to work. It wouldn't work at all. Get the headlights on, maybe we can see the bumps better. So we do know that we're on the right direction on this map because the GPS is shown at the top of the screen. We can see the red route, which is the actual route that we should be taking. I wonder how close I can get to that water without falling in. That looks a little bit smoother. This looks dangerous. Oh, this is getting quite bad. Look at the depth of some of those holes. Some of those potholes are like 2 feet deep. Now, this is the time of day that if Goba's going to do some additions to the map. He very often live streams at this time of day. He's certainly been busy over the last couple of days. I've been watching some of the stream. Question is when is this going to get better? This road that we're on. There's a very strong suggestion that it could probably get a lot worse before it gets any better. Oh dear. Oh no, it's horses. That's quite cool looking. Where the hell are we? Hang on a minute. I'm upside down. Hello. Can you tell me how to get out of this shit that I'm in at the moment? No? Yeah. No, you're not very helpful. And you. Right, anyway, they weren't much help. I love all the little things that are put in the map. I like to keep my eye out for things that are going on around and about me. Because it's the little finishing touches that make a map. I mean, I could see there was something black and white on the right hand side of that lake, but I couldn't see what it was. And I always like to nosy around and spot these things. I need to fix the screen again, hang on. There we are, that's better. Now, what does it say? Yeah. Let me check and see when I have to take a break. Right, I've got 44 minutes where I need to take a rest stop. Again, for somebody who's watching this for the first time, on this map, rest stops and places where you can park to take a break aren't always obvious. There might not be anything shown in the map, but there may well be a resting place somewhere, and you've got to keep your eye out, and it won't be marked. Sometimes it's right next to a truck that's parked at the side of the road, and these are the things you have to look out for. This is probably another reason a lot of people struggle on this map. They get to a point in the map and they end up falling asleep at the wheel and crashing into things, and they can't find anywhere to take a rest stop. And they think the game's bugged, the map's bugged. Well, it isn't if you persevere and you look for various things. So very often there are clues there, they're not always obvious, but you must have patience. That's probably the best bit of advice for this map, is patience and perseverance. What's happening up here? It looks as if we're on decent road now. Well, certainly something that's better than this. Now there is a truck. That looks like a... Is that... No, it's trees. Right, we're through that part. Now we can maybe make a mile or two now. And I've got the differential locked because of the mud, so we'll change that. Right, now, quick look at the sign. Now I've got a problem. The signs, of course, are all in Russian, and I've got a harsh Russian translator mod in as well. Right, so that's the town that we've just come to, and there is the next fuel stop there. I should have changed the gear sooner. Almost stalled in the hill. Right, so that is a town. Let's see what that is in the map. So that's the next one we've arrived at. And that's a little repair point. We don't need the repair. Market stalls, is it? Somebody wandering up the road. What's going on here? I think we'll get a bit of a bug here. Yeah, that's weird. And that's even weirder, that we've got a dead end road. So now we've got a problem. And the problem is where the hell do we go? Right, so we've reached a point in the map where the road is blocked. There. I'm assuming that those gates don't open. What does that say there? And that road does go. So we will drive up to that fence and see if it actually is a gate. Probably isn't. We'll just check that we can't drive through it. It might just be a bug. We certainly can't drive through it. So now we have to take a bit of time and spy around and see if there's any way out of this. There has to be. we've come all that way, and it seems to be a dead end. Now the question is whether this is an actual bug. You can see what happens when you go under the route. You can see the route that's following there. But it looks like, well, I can't see any other alternative to the road that we've just came along. There's nothing goes off to the side. Look further down here. I thought that was something there, but it's not. Right, so that was the way we tried to go, and that was a dead end. Yeah. So it looks like we're just going to have to cheat it and see what happens. Right, so we've come past the fence. It's difficult to say whether that point on the map where we can see the clashing on the road, whether that is a bug. It sounds, I mean, it looks as if it's some sort of conflict. You can see the graphic, but I'm looking at it on the stream at the moment. It looks like some sort of graphic thing, and it might be something he's forgotten about, and it's been fixed since then, but we've just cheated our way out of it. Now that there is a perfect example of where someone would get to that point and quit, because you've got no way out of it. You know, even if you had the console mode activated, you look around, you can't see an alternative route. We went all the way back to where we came from, and there was no alternative route to get to where we've got to now. So now we're on the proper route, or what seems to be the proper route, and we'll carry on and see how far we get. We've got 30 minutes for a rest stop. getting really steep, and I think I've missed the gear too late. Telling you, these roads on this map are harder than anything you'll find on the Mario map. I mean, I don't think there's any roads as steep as what these are. There's some huge climbs you have to do. Look at this. This is crazy. I mean, that's first gear to get up there. It's the only gear that will work. See if we can get into second. Well, this is going to die again as soon as we go around this corner. You'll see it picking up again. Minutes until we need a rest, and it won't let you take a rest until you do need to take a rest in this map. Even if you arrive a few minutes early at a rest stop, it won't let you take it. I've already found that out. Hopefully that's us through the worst of that part. And of course, when you've got a big climb up, you very often get a big drop down the other side. And what's going on here? road's so steep we're underneath the truck. Trying to get up here in second gear and it's beginning to die. I don't think I'm going to make it. Nope. First gear isn't going to do it either. It's far too steep. And that's the problem with having a long gear set. You need to have a short first gear to get this thing moving, and I've got the wrong gearbox for this particular road. Try changing the differential. I don't think that'll make any difference. Nope, we are just sliding backwards. Right, now we're in the right gear. I think first gear will take us up. We've had to find a point in the road that we can get some grip. Get moving. Well, with this truck and with this gearbox, you've got to get into first gear sooner than you think on these steep roads, or you're going to die. But we've managed to get there. think we've got another one coming now. I'm in third gear. I think I'm in third. Yeah, it looks like another steep turn. And already the gear's beginning to die, so I'm going down to first. I think you can drive anywhere on this road because there's absolutely no traffic at all. And curiously, there are no signs that he's put on this route here to tell you the steepness of the roads or give you any advance warning of it. So my driver is showing first signs of fatigue. So the next objective is to find a resting place, wherever it might be. Down to first. Almost get caught out there. We're only doing like 15 miles an hour, so we're not going to get anywhere fast. And one other advantage of driving this Kamaz is that you have big fuel tanks on board, so we've got plenty of fuel with no worries there. So we get 15 minutes to go. Even if we found one now, we couldn't take a break. We'd actually probably have to sit and wait 15 minutes. This looks really severe. Jesus Christ, man. Now, you can tell me if you've seen a route on any other map with a hill as steep as this. I've yet to see one. I don't think you could go any more than this and no truck would make it. So we've been driving for almost 90 minutes. And we've probably driven no more than 20 miles if we're lucky. Down the gears again first. Now what I'm hoping is that if we reach this fuel station, let's check the map. Let's have a look. So there's all the distance we've gone. Now there's the fuel station there, so at some point we're going to head that direction. And I don't see any other options. Now there's something here, like a couple of crossroads or something, that we're going to have to make a decision. Right, so quick look at the map. So there's the town we're coming to, and there's a couple of curious little crossroads on the map there. And we need to be turning right, I presume. So here is decision time. There's not any other signs here. The assumption is we have to turn right. Now that's one option, to turn right to go that way. There's another option ahead there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to drive through just to check what this one is. We'll go through the red light and I don't think there's any worries about traffic. Now, there's no clues here either. So now we have to make the decision. Do we go by the first one or do we go by this one? I'm going to go by this one and see what happens. There is a truck there. Let's just move over to him. This actually might be taking us back to the first crossroads that we actually came to. Or it might just go round in circles. Yeah, it's taking us back to the first crossroads, so in actual fact, way to go. Oops, we just lost our stream there. The right way to go is left. Now that can't be right, because we're heading back the way that we came. Wait a minute here. That's no good. I think I've got myself in a right stitch here. Right. So if we go right, is that not the way we just came? Let's go this way. This is bringing us back to where we were. I'm going to go straight through this time. Right, I think we're on the right route now. Now I think the weather's cleared up as well. rain stop. But that's the sort of thing you have to do on this map. You have to look around and then make the decision. And again, looking at the map, it doesn't look like the right decision, but what's important is we're heading in the right direction. I'm guessing that we will end up here. I might be entirely wrong, but now there's another road there, another part of a road, and these are all little clues. We might not be using that as a rest stop. It might have to be that one. We don't know. Let's see if we can burn a bit of fuel here. This road might go straight off the edge of the map. Again, that's another thing we need to be prepared for. I don't think it will though. I think we're on the right route. Although I think we're going to have to do a bit of climbing again. So now we're at a danger point. We've got 1 minute now before we're at risk of falling asleep at the wheel. And you can see the weather's cleared up nice. Managing to hold second gear, but that wasn't quite as severe as what's been up and down so far. See if we can hold third. So the question is if we get to one of the fuel stops, will there be an option somewhere there to take a rest? My guess is there has to be, because we couldn't go on any further. We just constantly falling asleep at the wheel. let's look at the bright side. The roads might be steep, but at least the roads are actually in good condition. Let's be positive. Straight down to cluster, not going to hang about. So we're now beyond our deadline to take a rest stop, so we're in the danger zone where we could end up falling asleep. hello to all of you who are still watching. We're on the harsh Russian map. We are on a route that's taking us from Petropavlovsk, or whatever it is, Petropavlovsk, and the route is actually taking us away over here. We've got to go away up north, head over and down, and then get a ferry connection, but we're not going to be doing that because that's far too far. Now, there's a fuel station there, so we're going past that one, unless we make some dramatic turn right. So that must be another hidden route that I didn't find. So now we have a problem. No visible signs of any resting place. Second gear home. And so we're going to start having issues with falling asleep at the wheel. Now, if we started dozing at the wheel in this sort of situation, we don't have a problem. We just need to, we're going at such a slow speed it shouldn't cause an issue. We don't want that happening when we're going down the other side of one of these mountains. Now, is he turning right? Now, there's the curious thing, is we're turning right and we're continuing to turn right, and that fuel station's still potentially in our line. And then again, it might not be going left again. Yeah, we're now at 0 minutes, so any time now we're going to be dozing at the wheel. Folks, again, too busy looking at the chat, nearly crashed. Well, the fuel station on the map shows it's over there now, we look as if we're going past it. The problem is the next one is up there, and it's not really a fuel station we need, it's a resting place we need. And there are no visible clues that there is any. So we've got a major problem to deal with. We've got to continually go round to the right here to have a chance to get to that first fuel station. And we never seem to do it, we just seem to start turning left again. here's the danger. We could start falling asleep any second now while we're going down this hill, and that is a recipe for disaster. One of these warnings about taking a rest, as soon as that happens, the next thing that comes up is the fact you start dozing. That might be the last alert, I'm not sure. Right, we have to go right. We have to go there. That's the next town, and that's on our route, so that's where we have to go. What the hell have we got ourselves into here? here's the town, or whatever it is, village. Now this is where there has to be a rest stop. Now we have to set about finding it. There's more horses. Now we've found it. So the resting place is right next to the truck. So now we're okay. Now the problem is we've got two routes to follow. Now, I'm inclined to go left here because we're heading the wrong direction. Right, so I'm going to go left. So it's now gone, what time is that? 4:50. And we're going on the route that we think is the right route, but it's a terrible road again. But it is heading north, which is the most important part of it. You can see that the road goes away to the left there, but the route that we're going is the correct route as far as we're heading north. So hopefully we've made the right decision. Jam. Let's try switching the differential. It's not making any difference because we're in too high a gear, that's why. think we're seeing enough evidence of why you need a truck such as this to make anything that resembles progress on this map. Normal trucks, stock trucks, don't get through this sort of road. It's impossible. If you're going to do a job, you've got to have the right equipment. Of course, we just don't know how far this goes, how long it goes on, and whether the road will improve or whether it will actually just get worse. Sign, which again is another clue for us. Right, so we need to look at the map, and we see that that's where we're going, so we have to turn left. Driving through what best can be described as a swamp. We're on about 3 feet of mud. are now just down to a single track mud road. I've got a phone call, guys. I'll be back in a few minutes. Right, sorry guys. I'm going to have to pull the plug on it. I'm going to have to go. I've got an important phone call there. So we will no doubt continue this at some other point. But we've got that far. We're heading to the next town. And then we've got another one. So we've got a big distance to go yet anyway. So that was just to give you an idea of why you should have a Russian truck on this map. I'm sorry I have to go. I'd love to stay and do another few miles, but needs must. We need to be elsewhere at this precise moment. And we will leave it at that, and we will see you again soon. Thanks for watching.